Pompeii, the name conjures images of a lost world, a civilization abruptly halted in its tracks. A Roman city frozen in time, buried beneath tons of ash and pumice, preserving a snapshot of daily life from nearly 2 millennia ago. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD was a cataclysmic event, wiping out Pompeii and its inhabitants, or so we thought. The sheer force of the eruption was unimaginable, sending a plume of ash and gas miles into the sky. What if there was a survivor? Someone who defied the odds and lived through the chaos and destruction. Someone who lived to tell the tale of that fateful day, providing a first-hand account of the disaster. This is the story of Gaius, the last survivor of Pompeii. His journey through the ruins and his struggle to stay alive offer a unique perspective on the tragedy. Gaius's story is not just about survival. It is about resilience, courage, and the will to live against all odds. It is a testament to the human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of unimaginable disaster, hope can endure. His tale is one of hope and perseverance. His account provides invaluable insights into the final moments of Pompeii and challenges our understanding of the event. Through his eyes, we see the city not just as a place of death, but as a place of life and human experience. Through Gaius's eyes, we witness the horror of the eruption and the resilience of those who perished. His story brings a human element to the historical narrative, making the past come alive in a way that is both poignant and powerful. Before the eruption, Pompeii was a bustling city. Located in the shadow of Mount Vesuvius, Pompeii was a vibrant hub of trade and commerce. Its streets teemed with merchants, artisans, and citizens going about their daily lives. The Forum, the heart of Pompeii, buzzed with activity as shoppers haggled over goods and politicians debated the issues of the day. Gaius, a young baker, was one of the many who called Pompeii home. He woke up before dawn each day, the smell of baking bread filling his small shop. Life in Pompeii was good. The people were prosperous, the food was plentiful, and the gods, it seemed, were smiling. Little did Gaius know that their favor was about to run out. The morning of August 24th began like any other. The sun rose over the Bay of Naples, casting a golden glow on Pompeii's terracotta roofs. Gaius was preparing his shop for the day's business, the aroma of fresh bread wafting into the street. But by mid-morning the sky began to darken. A strange sulphurous odor filled the air. Then it happened. With a deafening roar, Mount Vesuvius erupted, spewing a towering column of ash and pumice high into the atmosphere. The ground shook violently. Panic gripped Pompeii as people fled in terror. Gaius watched in horror as the sky turned black and ash began to rain down on the city. Section 4. Gaius's harrowing escape. The air quickly became thick with ash, making it difficult to breathe. The once clear sky was now a dark, ominous blanket of ash and smoke, suffocating everything beneath it. Every breath was a struggle, each inhalation filled with the choking particles of volcanic debris. Buildings began to collapse under the weight of the falling debris. Ancient structures that had stood for centuries were now crumbling like sandcastles, unable to withstand the relentless onslaught of nature's fury. Screams filled the air as people were crushed or suffocated. The chaos was overwhelming, with people running in every direction, desperately seeking safety but finding none. Gaius knew he had to escape, but which way? The streets were a maze of confusion, and every path seemed fraught with danger. He joined the throng of terrified citizens fleeing towards the city gates, but the streets were choked with people and debris. The mass of humanity moved like a single panicked organism, each person driven by the primal urge to survive. As the ash and pumice rained down, Gaius realized that heading toward the city gate was futile. The main gates were already overwhelmed, and the chances of making it through were slim to none. He remembered a small, seldom-used gate on the opposite side of the city. It was a long shot, but it was his only hope. This gate was rarely used and might not be as crowded. It was a long shot, but it was his only hope. With renewed determination, Gaius decided to take the risk. He knew that if he stayed, he would surely perish. He pushed his way through the panicked crowd and ran towards the gate. Every step was a battle, but he knew that his survival depended on reaching that seldom-used exit. Section 5, a testament to survival. The air grew hotter, the ground trembled beneath their feet, and the sky darkened with ash. The ash fell thicker, blanketing the city in a suffocating shroud. Gaius could hear the desperate screams of those who were trapped behind him, their cries echoing through the chaos. He didn't dare look back, knowing that hesitation could mean death. He reached the gate and scrambled through, his heart pounding in his chest. His lungs burned with every breath, his eyes stinging from the acrid smoke and ash. He didn't stop running, driven by sheer survival instinct, until he was far from the city, the roar of the volcano and the screams of the dying fading into the distance. Gaius survived the night huddled in a farmer's field, shivering from both cold and fear, watching in horror as the sky glowed red with the reflection of the inferno that had been Pompeii. The once vibrant city was now a hellish landscape, consumed by fire and ash. He was alone, the sole survivor of a city that had vanished beneath a sea of ash and pumice. The silence was deafening, a stark contrast to the chaos he had escaped. He had cheated death, but at a terrible cost. The memories of the screams, the heat and the destruction would haunt him forever, a constant reminder of the fragility of life. Section 6. Challenging assumptions, rewriting history. Gaius's survival challenges the long-held belief that there were no survivors of the Pompeii eruption. His story adds a new dimension to our understanding of the event, providing a first-hand account of the terror and chaos that ensued. It sheds light on the human cost of the disaster, reminding us that behind the ruins and artifacts there were real people with lives, loves and dreams. His story also forces us to reconsider the timeline of the disaster. His escape through a lesser-known gate suggests that the city was not completely buried as quickly as previously thought. This detail, revealed by Gaius's account, has the potential to change our understanding of the eruption's progression. Section 7. Echoes of Pompeii. Gaius's tale is a stark reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of human life. It reminds us that we are at the mercy of forces far greater than ourselves, but it is also a story of resilience